Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am ready. I had to kind of go through my breakfast kind of fast. Had to go through my cereal kind of fast because I was pressed for time. So I apologize for my tardiness. Let's go ahead and get started with the next chapter of Solo Leveling's special episodes. Let's actually get the formalities out of the way, shall we? Yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another live reading of Solo Leveling's special episodes. Last we left off, we pretty much saw Jin reunite with a lot of people that were his friends in the previous timeline, and most notably, he spent time with Jinno, and I'm not even going to overlook the fact that we see that Jin's father he actually talked, and one of the people who watch, one of my viewers, actually told me that the events of Jin's dad speaking to one of the emissaries of the rulers, that happened in the past when he was younger, back when Jin was a child after all this time. So that moment, sorry, it logged me out. Hold on, let me log back in to Tapas here. There we go. He was talking to one of the emissaries of the rulers who had full knowledge, and he had full knowledge of what Jin had done and what decision did Jin make. And the emissaries thought like he's gonna stay here in this world because there's something dear to him in this world. So the emissary was all like, "We're very grateful for what you've done for us. Is there anything we can do for you?" And his dad back then was all like, "How about you wipe my memories of my son's of everything that happened in the previous timeline, so that way I don't have to hide anything from my son, and I can just be completely honest with him because he's very perceptive. He has very keen eyes. I want to be able to enjoy my son and worry about him like a normal father instead of, keep secrets from him." So the emissary says, "We are grateful for everything." And then he says, once you leave this coffee shop, because they were in a coffee shop talking, you're going to forget everything that has transpired here. And you're probably going to forget what I'm about to say, but I wish the very best for you. Then we see Jin reunite with Jinno. We see him reunite with Go Gun Hee. Well, we don't actually see him reunite. We just see Go Gun Hee, who in this timeline is terminally ill and only has but so long to live. But apparently Jin got into his room past the security because, Jin is pretty much a universally powerful being. He just gets inside of Go Gun Hee's room, gives him that same elixir that he saved his mom with, and told him that if you drink this whole thing, then your illness will be gone and you'll be back on your feet in no time. It'll literally just heal him. So Go Gun Hee drinks it, and he pretty much just heals up completely. Like the color returns to his skin. The doctors is all like, don't believe in superstitious stuff like this because this is a world without magic. This is a world without monsters or powers of any kind. So everything is just normal. So Jin just shows up, give him the drink, and then dips, and then talks. He talks about their time together as hunters. And as Jin is leaving the hospital, we see Jui, who is, like I said in my last reaction, the one person that has always been with Jin to, heal him up whenever they went into the dungeon. Back when Jin was an E rank hunter in the previous timeline. I don't know what's in my throat. There we go. It's gone now. But she's apparently studying abroad to become a nurse, which is kind of playing off of how she was in the previous life. So she runs into Jin and she's all like, "Who are you? Do I know you?" And then she collects herself and is all like, "Why am I talking to a total stranger?" And she runs off, and then Jin is just smiling as he just continues on. It was an all-around good chapter. It was a really good chapter. Really good. So let's get started with special episode 10. Sorry to keep you held up. Think we just had a small earthquake. Cohagen, you good? You all right? Small earthquake. I know, here's a funny thing. Back when we were living here, I think it was very, very early on, like the first couple of years, there was an earthquake that happened. It was small, but it happened. And it was in a Walmart when it happened. And it didn't do too much. You just felt the ground shake, but nothing too serious where things were falling over. So, are you all right? You good? You good? You say, yep. Okay. Just want to make sure you're good. So let's move on to special episode 10. Oh! I'm sorry? I'm sorry? We're starting off with narration of... My name is Antares. Born in the darkness, I am the first and most powerful monarch. We got an Antares... What? What do you mean we're just starting this chapter and we're getting Antares' introduction? What? My name is Antares. Born in the darkness, I am the first and most powerful monarch. And we see Antares standing here in his, like, blood red armor with, silver accents, long flowing red hair, as he's standing amidst his army of dragons. The one who commands all dragons and the embodiment of terror and destruction itself. Yes, those who know me call me the king of dragons with respect. Yet one ordinary day, while preparing to attack Earth with my 10 million soldiers from the dimensional rift, I unexpectedly awoke. And then it shows Jin when he was younger, like in his teenage years, like younger teenage years, preteen years. And Jin's looking into the mirror. I unexpectedly awoke inside a human's body. That's not Jin. That's just some other person. That's not Jin. I instinctively thought it was Jin when he was younger, but it's not Jin. It's someone else. This must be telling of how Antares had a vessel, but unlike everyone else, both he and Ashbourne were simply too powerful to actually have a consistent vessel. Are we about to see Antares go through vessels before he just decides, you know what, I'm not going to deal with humans anymore? Are we looking at Antares' side of things? Excuse me? Why was I not notified? But he's just inside another person's body. Who the heck is this scrawny, frail-looking human? How pathetic. Excuse me? It is Jin! It is Jin! It is Jin! Wait a minute. So all these times that the world has been reset, in the previous timeline, all those times, one of those times was Antares being in Jin's body instead of Ashbourne? No! Wow! How pathetic. This human's name is Sung Jin Woo, a boy who is currently an E-rank hunter in a country called South Korea. And then, instead of the trademark purplish glow in his eyes that Jin has when he used the vessel of Ashbourne and the Shadow Monarch power, it glows red with the power of Antares. Despite constantly facing the threat of death due to his weak abilities, he is evidently still committed to being a hunter. And the reason seems to be because of his mother's illness. And it cuts to him lifting up his shirt, and you see scars, like slash marks and bandages, because, back then, Jin wasn't very strong, and he easily got hurt over and over and over again. Such a disease could be healed completely with a mere stroke of my magic. As Ashbourne, in Jin's body, walks out of the bathroom and sees his phone ringing. Who's this? Mr. Sung, what's going on? It's nearly time for the raid. Where are you? Please don't tell me you're gonna be late again. And then Antares in Jin... I can't believe we're having a story of when Antares was in Jin's body before Ashbourne. Unless this is a what-if story. But, bruh, okay. Please tell me you're going to be oh, wait. Mate, wait, is this Jui on the other line? This might be Jui.
Mr. Sung, what's going on? It's nearly time for the raid. Where are you? Please don't tell me you're going to be late again.
Me? Late? Only those physically incapable of arriving on time would fail to keep an appointment. In other words, this woman has... Yep, it is Jui. It is Jui. In other words, this woman has the audacity to question whether I, the omnipotent and omniscient personification of power, would commit an act that signifies incompetence. This is unacceptable. Where the heck are you?
Where do you think? Everyone's in front of the gate already. And what's with that language all of a sudden, Mr. Sung?
Focus. I must locate where this insolent woman's voice is coming from. And using his power, he pretty much just uses the same thing he did when Jin came back after being stabbed through the chest by the Beast Monarch way back when. Y'all don't think I remember, but I remember this whole moment where Jin came back and he fully realized the full might and scope of Ashbourne's abilities. He fully awakened as the new Shadow Monarch, and he just used his powers to locate where the Beast Monarch was across the entire world. Antares is doing the same thing, trying to find out where Jui is. Found you.
Huh?
Is this... No, this is not Jui. That is a completely different person.
Huh? What did you...
Boop, boop, boop. And then this phone hangs up.
What's his problem?
Am I late? And Antares shows up right behind. Well, this is him. This is Antares in Jin's body, so I gotta make Jin sound menacing. Am I late? And then he's right behind her. He's Tell me, have I failed to arrive on time? And then Jin, Antares Jin, he's like Devil Jin from Tekken. Antares Jin puts his very veiny and angry hand on her shoulder. And she goes,
No.
Good. Here you go. Good luck with today's raid. It's Mr. Park! Thanks. Sung, what's up? Have you had anything to eat yet? Who's this bastard? My underling? Coffee. I too want coffee. Mr. Sung Jin Woo. I'm sorry to say this, but all the coffee has just run out. And Antares in Jin's body just takes the coffee that's in this guy's hand with lightning speed. And he walks away and he just goes, that won't be a problem. That won't be a problem. And he just chugs the coffee. And then it Is this what solo leveling would have been in... Like, we're seeing the exact opposite of how Jin would behave if Antares was in his body. What am I reading? And he just chugs the entire coffee, and you see the visage of Antares in his face, like jagged teeth, glowing red eyes as he crushes the cup of coffee in his hands, just laughing. The strong seize what belongs to the weak. Such is the way of the monarchs. And then, this is Jin when Antares had him. Man, the story of solo leveling would have been so much more different if Antares had Jin's body. Also, if you guys want to see what I'm reading, a simple solo leveling search in your search bar will yield numerous sites for you to go to, or you can go to the official place where I read from on Tapas and, support the creator there. But as I always say, support the official release. But Park is just there looking at Jin going, is it just me, or is Sung acting a little weird today? I know, right? Something about his eyes feels a little off.
I've been getting shivers down my spine ever since he arrived.
And then Jui arrives.
Jinwoo, you're hurt again. What happened to your face this time?
Why is every single human here so loud?
Jeez, what happened to you?
And then we get the person who's in charge of the dungeon. I forget, is his name Mr. Kim? I think his name I think his name is Mr. Kim. I forget his name. But he shows up and he goes, listen up, everyone. I'm sure we're all looking to have a good time and hit the jackpot today. That said, even though I'm not in any place to say this, I'm thinking about taking charge and being the party leader. How's that sound to everyone? It's Song, Mr. Song. Mr. Song. Parks goes, Song, you're the highest rank out of everyone here. I approve. Yeah, we can count on Song. Let's see those skills. Yes, I'm on board too.
Me too.
Me too. And Antares doesn't say anything. And he just goes, something about this place is extremely suspicious. Oh, they're about to go in the room with the god statue. We're about to see what happens if Jin, with Antares inside him, goes inside the god statue room and see how that goes down. This is a what if story. If Antares got to Jin instead of Ashbourne. I can't believe we're getting a what if story if the most dangerous foe that has ever come across this story had Jin's body instead of Ashbourne. Something about this place is extremely suspicious. All right, let's all head in. Let's get cracking! And then everyone heads in. The appearance of gates on Earth must be the doing of the rulers. So why is it that I sense the presence of a monarch from within that gate? I must look into this. I shall go as well. And remember, this is Jin speaking like Antares. I shall go as well. Huh? Of course you will, Sung. Hey, Sung, stay behind us so you don't get hurt. Take it easy. That bastard must be weak, but he's a loyal subordinate who knows how to prioritize his liege's safety. And then Jin steps through the gate. And then we see the roof of the building. We see Jin as he's just cutting through with Antares in control. He's cutting through all of these monsters like in an instant. The same way, and he's doing it with his bare hands. Antares has enough control and enough power to cause his hands to turn into claws, and he's just slicing through all these monsters single-handedly. Something Jin didn't do during the first chapter. And he's just slicing through everything. I'm telling you, something about Sung is definitely off today. I'm telling you, something about Sung is definitely off today. And that's Mr. Song. And then Parks is all like, either that or the magic beasts inside this dungeon are just incredibly weak. The thing is, I can't follow his movements. Don't just stand there like a bunch of fools. We're heading this way. As it shows him holding the head of a goblin he just sliced through, with numerous body parts just like falling through the air. And then Song goes, wait, we should take a vote on these matters. And before he even fully finishes the sentence, Jin goes up and chops him in the back of the neck. You know, like hit people in the back of the neck and they just get instantly knocked out. I don't know how hard you got to hit a person to do that, but he just hits him in the back of the neck and he falls unconscious. And Jin just goes, anyone else wish to call for a vote? And no one else responds because they see Song just fall to his face, just out, knocked out. Looks like we have a unanimous decision. Aren't we venturing in too deep? How long have we been walking? For about 40 minutes now. The gate closes 1 hour after the boss is defeated, so we'll have about 20 minutes leeway to head back. And then they get to the door. The door of the god statue room. I ain't got no cold or anything. It just feels like there's something on it, like sitting on my throat. Might be one of my cereal pieces. Huh? Why is there a door at the end of the cave? Even though this is a first for me, it seems rather strange. I feel like this place is dangerous. They seem anxious. And all the people behind Jin just start chattering. Yet I must agree that it's perilous, given the formidable energy radiating from within. And then Jin just immediately opens the door. Hey! Song! Wait! And then Jin grabs a person and then tosses him in the... This is what would happen if solo leveling... We're getting solo leveling if Jin was evil. This is evil Jin! This is evil Jin! He just grabs a dude by his shirt and then tosses him into the god statue room. Whoa! What the heck was that for? It looks like nothing happened. We're going in. And then the torches light up. This is gonna have a very different outcome. But the torches, the blue flame torches just turn on. Oh, wow. I can't believe we are getting what would happen if... I can't believe we're getting a what-if story if Jin was evil and Antares got to him before Ashbourne did. I can't believe we're having this. What a wonderful solo leveling chapter to get before my birthday this week. It's on Thursday. But the flames light up, the blue flames light up, and everyone is looking surprised at this big giant room.
Where are we?
Oh, the torch is lit up. Nice!
Never seen anything like this dungeon.
Now, chop, let's split up, take a... Oh, wait. Now, chop, let's... Oh, this must be... I think that might be Jin saying that chop to everybody.
Never seen anything like this in a dungeon.
When I say evil Jin's line, I'm going to have my brows furrowed like this. Evil look.
Never seen anything like this dungeon. Now, chop. Let's split up and take a look around.
And then he gets to the god statue. Wow, that one's huge, super huge. That's not the boss, is it?
Look over there.
And Jin points up and Park notices.
Huh? Let's see. There appears to be a runic inscription on this tablet.
Who knows how to read this thing?
And then Antares mentally and Jin goes, what a bunch of imbeciles. To think no one here is illiterate enough to read something so simple. Commandments of the Kartanon Temple.
And then someone grabs Jin from behind and goes,
Hey, Jinwoo?
And it's Jui.
Over there. That huge statue.
Let go. And he snatches himself from the grasp of Jui. Automatically, I don't like Evil Jin. I don't. I am surprised we're getting an Evil Jin story, but I don't like Evil Jin. Simply because he's being mean to Jui. You don't do that. She's nice.
1. Thou shalt worship God. 2. Thou shalt praise God. 3. Thou shalt prove thy faith. Those who fail to obey these commandments will not be spared.
And then the eyes spark in the god statue. And then light just envelops the room and there's a massive flash. And the same beams that went out and were zapping people and were just disintegrating them way back when, in the very first chapter, we are seeing the god statue incident all over again. And then it shows Jin and Tada's inside going, do you mean to insult me with that puny strength of yours? As he launches towards actually, he gets blasted. He's the first one to get blasted by the beams, by the Omega beams. 1, I'm coughing, and 2, I'm sneezing. What is going on with me today? Was it because I ate Cinnamon Toast Crunch? I ain't allergic to Cinnamon Toast Crunch. What's going on today? I'm sorry, it's just coughing and sneezing. I'm interrupting your immersion. Please forgive me. But Jin gets hit full force by these Omega beams. I'm going to call it Omega beams because I don't think there's any beams that are stronger than Darkseid's Omega beams. So he gets hit with the Omega beams, and everyone just looks on in utter horror and shock at the massive explosion that happens from Jin just getting hit point blank. Like, no one else gets hit but him. And then it shows Jin, who's fine, and he uses Breath of Destruction! And he uses the same attack that Antares used in his human form. Just literally, he just does that, and he shoots a beam that hits the god statue directly in the face. This
is what power looks like.
And it shows Jin standing there, fingers extended with blood-red claws. Not fingernails, blood-red claws coming out of his fingertips, eyes glowing red.
Teeth round, sharp, and eyes glowing red.
His teeth are sharp, eyes red, and nails long, claws long and red as well, as he's standing there. And then we see all the other statues, the one that started massacring everybody, they start to move. So we're just seeing Lady McGonagall's Protectum Locomotor. And I don't know the exact name of that spell from Harry Potter, but they all start moving.
Hogwarts is threatened. Protect us. Do your duty to our school. I've always wanted to use that spell.
But the statues start moving and they start running towards the group. And then Evil Jin just starts laughing. And he just,
you insolent toys. Slow. Too slow!
As he pretty much just starts massacring all the statues, as Park grabs Ju-Yi, well, everyone just starts running. Everyone starts running from Antares, fighting all of these statues. And everyone's running for their lives, going, why do I feel like there was another way to approach this?
What were those commandments for anyway?
And then it shows Jin, after having massacred all of the stone soldiers, he just goes,
what? Is that all you've got? I was just getting started!
And then the architect shows up. This is a very different situation. Last time, it was a total massacre with only, I want to say, 3 people escaping. I think it might have been 4, but it was less than a handful. Now we have everyone escaping except for Jin because he stayed behind to, show the power of the Monarch of Destruction. And he massacred every single soldier in there as he stands upon a mountain of literal rubble of all of them.
I was just getting started!
And then the architect shows up.
Who the heck are you? I've invested a great deal of time in planning this, and you've completely ruined everything!
And then the architect completely shatters from his, stone base that he was in.
Shut your trap!
As Jin throws like a javelin at him. And he immediately hits the architect dead center as the architect screams out in pain. Ah! I'm trying to remember what voice I gave to the architect.
I've invested a great deal of time in planning this, and you've completely ruined everything!
Shut your trap! As Jin throws a javelin. Ah! And hits the architect dead center.
I'm not here to waste my time on a fake like that. I want the true force that's lurking in the shadows.
And
show yourself, coward!
And then it shows black energy just coming off of a statue. The god statue itself gets up, and just black energy just courses all over it. Monarch of Destruction. It was inevitable that our paths would cross. Let this day mark the end of our ill-fated relationship. Yo, so obviously, this is Ashbourne taking over the god statue completely, enveloping it in all of his shadow power, and transforming the statue completely. The same way Jin transformed himself into a giant Megazord kaiju level dude when he was fighting Antares during the final battle. He just transforms completely in front of Antares because he recognizes that it's Antares in Jin. And then Antares just looks completely psychotic as he goes, I couldn't agree more. And then he disappears from sight, and he launches at Ashbourne going, come at me! Our epic battle is just beginning! And then it ends with Jin, with Antares inside of him, launching at Ashbourne as they prepare to fight. And then Jin wakes up. Our Jin. Fully grown Jin.
What in the world? Was that all just a dream?
And Belion, Igris, and Beru kind of just emanate from a shadow right next to Jin, our good boy, our goodest of boys. They're just looking at him confused, like, Master, you all right? And Jin is just wakes up out of a cold sweat. I don't think we've ever seen Jin wake up out of a cold sweat. I don't think we've ever seen Jin sweat ever since he got this strong. So how serious is it for him to wake up out of a cold sweat and having a nightmare?
Was that all just a dream?
And that's the end of the chapter. And I'm looking at some of the comments and they're going like, did I just read a fan fiction or something? That's the end of the chapter. Yo, Stritzy! What is going on? It's good to see you. All right, so let me see. Let me go through this list here. Cohagen, good to see you. Yes, I'm Ramil. Good to see you as well. Stritzy, good to see you as well. All right, so this definitely happens in an alternate reality or erased timeline, as what the rulers call it. That's what I pretty much surmise. Because with as many times as the world has been reset, any number of those times could have had our boy Jin be inhabited by Antares instead of Ashbourne. And I believe, even though Jin had a dream, that was probably him looking at a previous life he had when the world, in one of the previous resets of the entire world. That's what I feel it is. I mean, in Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness did say that dreams are visions of lives of your alternate selves. That could be the case. Sovereign of Destruction Jinwoo is better than Sovereign of Death Jinwoo. I'd say he is far more prone to just eradicating what is directly in front of him. I mean, this version of Jinwoo probably puts all of his stats into strength, whereas Jin pretty much put his points evenly throughout his stats. So this one is just straight power and speed, whereas Ashbourne Jin, Destruction Jin has all his stats just turned towards pure destruction. And mind you, this is all before the level up thing happened. Actually, you know what? No, that my analogy doesn't apply, because this version of Jin is inhabited by Antares. Sorry, I was listening. This version of Jin is not one who got put into the leveling system yet. So this Jin is just straight up strong with the power of Antares, whereas Shadow Monarch Jin had to work towards it and was part of that level up system before he completely eradicated the Architect and still hadn't realized his power at that time. This version of Jin is just omnipotently strong straight off the bat. The God statue got 3 forms now. 1 is its true form, which was the absolute being. 2 is a statue the architect created. And 3 is a statue possessed by Ashbourne. All in all, this was a pretty good chapter. It was funny. It was funny because we know Jin. We know Jin so well to be all like, wow, this dude is rude. This is not our boy. This is not our boy. I was thinking we were going to continue on with Jin's life right after we saw him talking to pretty much some of his previous people in the previous lives. I thought we were going to continue off from that, but no, dude had a nightmare that he was inhabited by Antares instead, growing up, and he was just there preparing to battle Ashbourne right then and there. Can you imagine what the world would have been like if Jin beat Ashbourne back then while Antares was inhabiting him? The amount of carnage and destruction that would have happened. That's a scary thought to have. Man. So I'm still set on the idea. That this is actually Jin having a nightmare about a previous timeline when Antares got to him before Ashbourne did. So this was an interesting break from all the cohesive chapters that we've got one after the other. This was an interesting chapter. Yeah, this was an interesting chapter. But I don't have much more to say about this chapter. I don't want to keep going on. I guess we can call Jin as a god of destruction with Antares' power, and they called Jin as god of death with Ashbourne's power. Yeah, pretty much. What we saw was god of destruction Jin. What we got is god of death. And that's the boy we all know and love. But I don't want to bore you guys with any of my analogies or anything like that, because there's not much else I got to say about this chapter. So it was a nice comedic chapter. Even though it had Antares being just rude as heck to everybody, it was still funny to see this type of Jin, this different version of Jin. But overall, I enjoyed it, and I hope you guys did as well. I got to go ahead and get my Dragon Ball Super chapter ready to go, because I forgot that the chapter was supposed to release yesterday, so I kind of forgot about that. So I'm going to go ahead and get that set up so we can get started at 11. But as far as this chapter as a whole, I enjoyed it, and I hope you all did as well. As this channel gets closer and closer to 4,000 subscribers and my birthday is coming up, I just want to say thank you for making this an amazing year. Sure, it's only still March and we still got several more months to go, but I just want to say thank you for all that you do. You have no idea how much your support helps keep this channel going, and I just want to say I am grateful to all of you. So, with that being said, all I can say to everyone here is, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video, which will probably be in about a good 30 minutes. And can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then like, subscribe, share this stream with everyone you know, because the more the merrier. And maybe even consider becoming a member, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples.